Good day, good day. How's everybody doing out there? I'm your host for the most, Ultrastand Pheonix, and thank you for joining me on my show, my blog today, The Reality of Things, where the reality is hidden in the realm of the unseen. Press that like button, that subscribe button, and leave a comment if you wish you're there. Let's dive into this like Greg Louganis. Today I'm going to be talking about liberalism and where it has gotten us today. Hold on one sec, hold on. Sorry about that, I was fixing my mic. Yeah, and where the liberalism has gotten us today. I tell you where it's gotten us. Look, in the last 40 years, they've somehow indoctrinated us, our children, ourselves, everybody that was going to college and university from the 1970s all up until now. It's been constant liberalism pounded in our head. Gay rights, women's rights, equal opportunity, racism, do-gooderism, the list goes on. Black Lives Matter, the kneeling, the cancel culture. This is where liberalism has gotten us. Okay? LGBT and transsexuals running in sports, and I could go on, the list goes on. That is where liberalism has gotten us. Now, when I say conservatism, it's basically the same as saying liberalism these days, because they're all in the same agenda. A long time ago, you had firebrand conservatives. We are not going to be for homosexuality. We're going to be for God and state, and that was that. Now you still have some of that remnants down south, but places like the eastern United States, Canada, and they're so caught up with this liberalism and doing good. They're so blind with the social media and the news that they can't even think for themselves. I'm watching the media and these mandates about the vaccine mandates, and they're interviewing these people, and it's like they always get the same people that are agreeing with their narrative, never somebody pushing back. It's always ending it off like, they're interviewing someone, and they always end it off with, I believe in the mandates, and everybody should get the vaccine to protect others, and it's very safe, and I think people should get vaccines checked at the bars and restaurants, or go to a Raptor game or to a Blue Jay game, or to eat food at a restaurant. Like, where do they get these people? Like, you really feel that. I'll tell you why they really feel that. The reason why the people who got vaccinated want people who never got vaccinated to get vaccinated is because they're guilty conscience. They know it was wrong, but they wanted their freedoms back. So they coerced you guys to get the vaccine. Now, there's a Delta variant going on. It's going to be there's some variant. Everybody knows it's a damn ploy. But you guys want to keep your jobs. You don't want to push back. They've made society so fucking docile, it's ridiculous. I said a couple of broadcasts ago when I was talking to somebody, and they were saying, you brave guy. I remember I was talking to you guys about, I think it was during my Kevin Samuels broadcast, and he goes, the Muslim guy was saying, you brave guy for not wearing mask, no vaccine. And I said, I'm a brave guy when there's people that went to wars. And I gave a description of what brave really meant. Not somebody walking around not wearing a mask and not taking a vaccine. That's not being brave. That's being logical and thinking for yourself. Okay? I'm not flying in front of bullets going to war trying to save my country. That's not being brave. So I was saying in that aspect how the aspect of being brave has dropped down to where somebody like me is being called brave because I never took the vaccine, and I wasn't caught up with this woke liberalism and stuff and wearing a mask and all that stuff. I'm the new brave guy. This is ridiculous. Liberalism has gotten us nowhere. Look at every place on the planet where liberalism, or you can just say basically, liberalism is just basically low-key or probably upfront these days Marxism. You know? That's what it is. Go check out where it's ever tried it. Venezuela, Cuba. It's been a disaster. They know we know it. Okay? And these progressives are not even being progressive because there's nothing that's progressive about them. Progress is supposed to be about helping people, not trying to cancel people because they said something 20 years ago. Everybody has their own thoughts about things, and you can't censor it because you don't like the way it's coming or you don't like who it's coming from. No, seriously. Now you have, look at this. Look what liberalism has gotten us. Now, I'm not for war unless it's necessary. Did I believe back then 20 years ago that the Afghan war was necessary? No, I did not. But in saying that, since the Americans were over there already, the Canadians were over there already, and Australians and whoever was over there, the British, we had an obligation to at least protect the people that helped us over there. Now look what happens. We're fleeing like bitches. The Taliban waited out 20 years like they did with the British, like they did with the Russians in the 80s. And now look, it's a disaster, looking like Saigon all over again. Saigon all over again. Right? And Joe Sleepy Biden has nothing to say about it. He's blaming actually the Taliban fighters. You're blaming the Taliban fighters who are not getting paid, who are still showing up to work, who are not getting ammunition, the proper ammunition to fight the Taliban, but you're blaming these poor souls. Well, I'll turn my guns in too. Why am I going to fight for a government and a system that's not helping me and my family? There's no way I'm going to do it. This is where liberalism has gotten us. Right? I think, was it Reagan? I can forget the quote. Something about if you ever see communism or Marxism, it'll be disguised and formed as liberalism or disguised in liberalism. And he was right. Liberalism has destroyed the Western society, the fabric, the core of it. Without the true patriots fighting and standing up right now, it'll be over. You know what bothered me? They talked about how Hitler came into power. And they asked the people at that time, how'd you guys let it? You guys didn't you see it? Well, the people said it back in that time, well, it was fair seeming. He said what they wanted to hear. You know, he was getting them out of poverty from the help from the West, of course, and the Bush family and the Fords. I could go on and stuff like that, but you know, he was lifting them out of poverty. But they heard his rhetoric. He told them what they were going to do, but they still believed in him. It's the same thing that's happening right now. When our children look back and they say, like, what did you guys do in 2020, 2021? Why didn't you guys fight back? I'm going to say that there's a whole bunch of us that did. There's a bunch of us doing broadcasts, podcasts, blogs, private news on YouTube, and they try to censor us. But the majority of the herd went along with it. Our rights were getting taken away left and right. You couldn't say something on YouTube. You couldn't say something on Twitter. You couldn't say something on Facebook. You couldn't say nothing. They were deplatforming everybody. And there was still few of us that was still here to fight the good fight. While the rest of the sheep were just trotting along, not doing nothing about it. Going on, getting the vaccine and encouraging other people to get the vaccine. Why would you take something that they're shoving down your throat? Doesn't alarm bells ring off in your head? Nothing? Don't you guys think for the people that took it or forcing other people to take it? Like, why are they doing it? Why is that? It should be like any other thing. Okay, if you guys want to take it, cool and stuff like that. No, it's take it. What about other people? Well, what about other people? We are the other people. We don't want to take it. We don't want to take it. We don't want to take no more of your liberalism. It has gotten us nowhere. Liberalism has gotten us nowhere. Look at the leaders we have in the world. You have Biden and Trudeau and Merkel and Macron. These guys are losers. And Boris Johnson, like, really? These are pawns. These are hacks. People, wake up. Please. Not if for yourself, but jeez, wake up for your dad kids if you have any. Liberalism has gotten us nowhere. Alright? Well, in saying that, happy you guys are going to go back and go vote for friggin' Trudeau anyway after listening to this broadcast, because you guys are just stupid. That's why this broadcast is for the thinkers. But in saying that, I love y'all. Thank you for listening to me in my broadcast, The Reality of Things About Liberalism. And you'll see me next week. 1.